China is going to collapse today or tomorrow, or maybe it was yesterday? This is a piece of information that I have just seen way too many times in the past weeks. Anything from 28 to 14 to 7 to 3 days. A lot of self-proclaimed financial analysts and experts have been saying that China is going to collapse. Let's talk about why China is not going to collapse anytime soon, and most importantly, what other scenario is more likely to happen. Before we start, the question for you guys: what condition do you think China is in right now? Do you think they're facing some serious problems? Or do you think everything is just going as usual, everything is normal and will continue to get better? Let me know in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, welcome to today's video. My name is Mark and I am in beautiful Sichuan, Chengdu. Nice weather in Chengdu city today. Looks kinda menacing, these clouds. But beautiful though. Here we go again. Yesterday, Chengdu announced 160 new coronavirus cases. And tonight at midnight, the city announced another lockdown. Now, the last lockdown only ended around 2 weeks ago. We had 2 weeks of normal life, normal business activities, normal workouts, and now we are on lockdown again for 5 days. But to be honest, I don't think it's gonna be 5 days. Probably more like 1 or 2 weeks. Now, what did not happen today is China's collapse. You can still see the country is there, the people are there, traffic is there. Everything is more or less normal and far from collapse. But why did these analysts and experts predict China's collapse? Actually, it's quite understandable because the political and economical situation in the country is really difficult right now. But first of all, what means collapse? Can someone explain it to me? What happens if a country collapses? Does it just cease to exist? Does everything fall down? Suddenly disappear? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, I'm personally quite sure, quite confident, no matter how you define it, China will not collapse today, nor tomorrow, nor anytime soon. The reason is that stability lies over anything else here in China. The public security, stability of basically everything is the first priority of the people and also the government. Now, even though the situation indeed is quite difficult right now, the people are tired of all the COVID measures, the economy is not really doing great, but in my opinion, before there's a collapse of the Chinese society, economy, or whatever, there's going to be a lot of other things, a lot of other events happening. And the people, and especially the government, will do anything possible to avoid this from happening. Interesting. Some old pictures here. Factory workers from older times. In my personal opinion, before we see China collapsing, there's actually going to be a lot of other places, countries, governments collapsing before that. And even if you are not a big friend of China, a collapse of China is nothing that anyone should hope for, because it will just impact the whole world. It will make prices for basically everything skyrocket. It will have a huge impact on financial institutions and basically all aspects of life. Now, considering all those issues that we have right now in China, what is actually more likely to happen? I think that the pandemic and economic situation will basically just go on as they did in the last couple months, which means there's just going to be less economic development, less economic activities, less people making more money, maybe also more companies, places, businesses going bankrupt. And basically just a prolonged period of economic downturn. I think that is the most likely thing to happen, at least in the short and mid-term. However, in the long term, if you want to maintain the political, economical, and social stability in the country, you're going to have to do some adjustments. You're going to have to change something. You can think about the COVID management and measures whatever you like, but I strongly believe that if you want the economy to return to normal, to start growing again, to start doing great again, you have to abandon the measures. I cannot really see any other way around that. So I would like to think that the longer this current state continues, the bigger the losses for the economy, for businesses, including the government, are, the more likely China is actually going to move away from their current approach towards the COVID pandemic. But then again, living in China the last 2 years has also taught me that you shouldn't get your hopes too high. There's always room for surprises, and it's actually really difficult to actually predict anything. The only thing that I can predict, no matter how bad it gets or what direction they're going to take, there's not going to be a collapse of China anytime soon. And now it's your turn. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think is going to happen here in China in the future? Do you actually think a collapse of this whole country, of this whole society is likely? And how do you think will it affect other countries or the rest of the world? Now, that's about it for today's content. It's about time to go back home, eat lunch, and get back to work from home. And I really hope you liked today's content. I hope you found it interesting. And if you do share my opinion, then don't forget to leave a like under the video. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more interesting analysis from China, but also the rest of the world. As always, I want to thank you for watching and sticking out until the end. I really hope to see you next time.